Should you convert to Judaism because of a DNA test? Believe it or not, but many people feel like they need to convert to Judaism after they took a DNA test. Now, some don't even convert. Some say, look, I have a DNA test that says that I'm 10, 15, 30% Jewish. I'm Jewish. Now, it's important to understand what Jewish law says about it and what's relevant to your life. By the way, if anyone has questions or comments, leave them in the comments. I'll make sure I do my best to answer you. So, question, you get a DNA test and you see that you have even, let's say, 70% Judaism. Does that make you Jewish? Does it mean you should convert? What if you have 7%, right? So what do? So let's just go to the basics. Jewish law states that Judaism is a matrilineal religion, meaning if your mother is Jewish, even if your father is not, you are Jewish. If your mother and your mother's mother are Jewish, but their fathers, your father and your mother's father are not Jewish, so even though technically you might say, okay, I'm not even 50% Jewish, you are still Jewish. That's true even if it was 3, 5, 10 generations. If your mom's Jewish and her mom's Jewish and her mom's Jewish and her mom's Jewish, even if all the fathers involved have not been Jewish, still you are Jewish. Why? Because Judaism is a matrilineal descent religion. You follow your mom. Now, does that mean that someone who has a non-Jewish mother but a Jewish father is not Jewish at all? It means that from the perspective of Jewish law, they are not what we call halachically Jewish. They may decide that that inspires them to pursue their Judaism and go through a full conversion, but from the perspective of Jewish law, they are not considered halachically Jewish. This does not deny their lived reality. It does not deny the reality of their DNA, but it simply states that from the perspective of Jewish law, they are not halachically, technically Jewish. Many of those people who do have a Jewish father, and that plays a big role in their identity, do convert to Judaism. Do they have to convert to Judaism? No. They have the full option to live their lives as happy non-Jews, and that's fine. That's their choice. But if a person decides, hey, look, my last name is Greenberg or Goldstein or Cohen, and my father's Jewish, and his father's Jewish, and his father's Jewish, and I want to convert to Judaism, then that's their prerogative. They need to go speak to a rabbi, and they have to undergo the process of conversion. Fun fact, in general, the rabbis who convert people reject people and say, okay, you shouldn't convert to Judaism unless you really want to. But if someone has a Jewish father, if someone has patrilineal descent, usually they'll be more accepting, they'll be more lenient, and they'll do more to make accommodations through the difficult conversion process to make sure that that person can join the faith of their forefathers, literally the faith of their forefathers. Now, that's if your father's Jewish. But what if you have 10%, 5%, 30%, whatever it is, and you don't want to convert? There's nothing appealing to you about the Jewish faith. There's nothing appealing to you about the observance of Shabbat, the observance of eating kosher food, all the various commandments that obligate a Jewish person. That's fine. No one's going to deny your DNA. No one's going to deny your 30, 20, whatever percent of Judaism that you have. It just means that from the perspective of Jewish law, you don't share the same obligations or halachic status as someone who is Jewish. You don't need to convert. It's not going to make anything in your life better. In fact, it's only going to complicate your life, because then some people are going to say, okay, is it a good conversion, not a good conversion? How serious were you about your conversion? So should you convert just because of a DNA test? Of course not. If you feel very passionate about observing Torah, observing mitzvot, etc., then regardless of your DNA, you may want to convert. And the fact that you have Jewish DNA is not going to change much, unless, like I said, if someone literally has a Jewish father. In that case, the rabbis are going to be more lenient. Either way, a person does not have to convert to be a good person. A person can believe in God, be a good person, be devoted to their family, to their community, to doing good things, and still not need to convert to be close to God. It's not a requirement from the perspective of being a good person, believing in God, and even, according to the Jewish faith, in attaining the afterlife. So, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Thank you for listening, and I really appreciate you listening to this.